Okay, this video is going to go over the things I learned while traveling around France, and it's been quite interesting. First thing people of color would like to know is if racism exists, and of course it does. We know what happened to Serena Williams and Kelly Rowland. It does, but what I'm finding is that it's kind of passive aggressive. I've had situations where people in a store will give me a size that's way too big because they're trying to let me know I'm too fat or don't fit their clothes. And it's really interesting. It's funny because it's like, oh, give me a break. And I've had situations where a lot of people, I'm finding that most of the racism comes from Africans who are from Morocco. So they have this negativity toward, I don't know, other people of color. There's a little issue with that. I have also seen, let's see what else I've seen. You get some nastiness. I've had nastiness mainly from younger people, or the older people feel like maybe they want to boss you around. That does not work, especially when they haven't, it just doesn't work. So you do see some of the racism. I haven't had anything where no one's helped me with anything or didn't want to provide service. So that's a good thing. Never had a problem with that. Finding everyone to be pretty friendly is not as bad as it was in the U.S. I think the U.S. is unbelievably, a lot of racism in the U.S., a lot of hate in the U.S., and I don't see that as bad here. Next thing, when you travel around France, depending on what city you're in, you're going to get different diversity. In Nice, Italians, because we're close to the Italian border, a lot of Italians, Moroccans, Turkish, Asians, quite a few Asians, and French. In Montpellier is more Moroccans, French, and Africans, I've noticed. I don't see as many Asians unless they're in school. In Toulouse, you get a mixture. In Toulouse, a lot of Moroccans and French. Trying to think. And Africans. Could be a mixture. I'll just show this background here of the city. I'm kind of high up here. Oh, I'm going to show my hand. And as I've been saying, France is a beautiful country. Beautiful country. You just have to figure out where you want to live because every place is different. Bigger cities, yes, they do have crime, folks. So a lot of people wondering, does France have crime? Everybody thinks Paris, only Paris. No, I hate to tell you, but they have crime everywhere. So in the bigger cities, Toulouse had quite a bit of crime. I would see it only because I have pets and walk my pets. So people were getting stabbed, a lot of purse snatching, a lot of pickpockets, and you see that in Paris. There was also one dead body, but they think that was gang related. A lot of this is happening with, or the people doing this are mainly the Moroccans or African Arabs. They call them African Arabs. So we see a lot of them doing that, and they have a lot of issues in other, I think, different parts of town where they're just not as treated as well. So I see that often. They're not treated as well, so they have an issue. I don't think in Nice I've been seeing that. I've been seeing more with they're more Moroccans and Turkish probably in Nice than I've seen in Montpellier. And there are a lot in Toulouse. What else? Let's see. France is a beautiful country, as I've said. Very beautiful country. Great food. I haven't had a problem with any of the food. The food is great. Food is great. You can find everything that you find in the States here because, you know, most of the food came from Europe and we just changed it and made it more commercialized and not as nutritious. So you can find anything here that you want to eat. Haven't had a problem with that. The problem is staying healthy with all this good food around. And staying underweight. That's the problem with all this good food around. And not staying healthy, because you're definitely going to stay healthy eating their food. It's just healthier, less sugar, less salt, much healthier. So, what other things? Haven't had a problem with services. Depending on where you live, village-wise, town-wise, city-wise, services, Montpellier services are not that great, meaning if I'm getting my nails done, it's harder to find somebody who's really good. In Nice, easy, because you have the rich people, so people want to keep their skills up to par because they have to service those people. Much easier, much nicer in Nice. Toulouse, shaky, shaky. Getting people to work in Toulouse was interesting. They were off a lot. You can't get a massage. I'm on vacation. So that's another thing about France. They don't live to work. They don't work to live. They don't work to live. They live to reverse. They don't live to work. They work to live. So meaning they're only going to work enough to get the money they need for that day, which is interesting. So sometimes they don't want to work because I have enough money for the week. So guess what? I'm not coming in, or I'm not doing this. Which is, it's like, what? You don't want extra money? No. They kind of work to live. So they just get a little bit of money, keep them going, then they come back on the job. I saw that mainly in Montpellier. Toulouse too, I saw it a lot in Toulouse. Thinking of something else. Services. Another reason, services. France provides their people with a lot of free services. Tons of free services, which is why so many ethnic groups have come here. So housing, low-income housing, so many services. Plus you have low-priced health care. So you have a lot of people who come here for the services, but now, a lot of the French are getting upset because too many people are coming here, as they say about the Moroccans. They're having all these kids and don't want to work. Well, you're providing them all this money. You're giving them free stuff. And, they don't come here to work and live. They come here just to, work a little bit and then hang out. So, but France is beautiful. I love it. Great place. So many other places to explore. So many other towns and villages. Perfect. Have a good day.